What's up everybody, it's Derek here with GamerBody, and today I'm going to do another second opinion video on an article called The 7 Must-Have Pieces of Fitness Equipment for Your Home Workouts, coming from health.com. So let's jump right into it and see what I think about these 7 pieces of home fitness equipment. Alright everybody, so I got the article over here for you guys. So the first one that they have is adjustable dumbbells. Now if you followed along with any of my other videos, you know I own the Core fitness dumbbells and I really do like them. They go up to 50 pounds, which is kind of a bad thing in my opinion, because I'm starting to get to the point where I want to use heavier weights, or you can just use resistance bands. Either one. I've kind of gone more resistance bands lately. But if you want some adjustable dumbbells, here's some things you should know about them. The ones I have are awesome because you can turn the handle. There's other ones like Power Blocks and the Bowflex Selectech dumbbells that actually go higher. But if you get I think the Bowflex ones do this now, as well as the Power Blocks, is they have extensions. So you can buy like the 50-pound one, but then they have extensions that make it bigger, so you can go like 70, 90 pounds, that kind of stuff. So if you think you're going to really be lifting a lot of weight, you probably want to invest in that. However, investing in these is pretty expensive. I bought the Core fitness dumbbells around when they first came out, I think for around $300. So that's really expensive for most people, and that's why I kind of say, especially if you're like just starting out, go for the bands, or maybe get bands for like 18, 20 bucks and buy a bunch of different ones and just combine them until you have a ton of resistance. You can get a ton of resistance with resistance bands. That's why the program I'm building is that's the minimum that you need, is at least resistance bands for your training. They work just fine. So just watch out for the price. They do work. You can have them at home. They don't take up that much space. They literally take up like a foot-by-foot square on my floor, and that's about it. So they are really good, just really expensive. So watch out for that, unless maybe you can get a cheap deal somewhere else. So number 2, we have mini resistance bands. I think this is dumb. Definitely don't need these unless you're learning to tweak something. I just get regular resistance bands. Check out the link in the description, the ones I use. But I like resistance bands a lot. But mini ones I don't see a real point to, unless you're like adding them to some exercise to make that part of the body harder. Like I've seen people like put them between their legs and like hold their, like trying to strengthen their thighs, I guess, while doing other exercises. But I never saw a real need for them. So I don't really like number 2. I do not think it's a must-have as they put in here. But whatever you want, if you want to go get them, go ahead, check them out. I'm not going to link anything to them because I don't think they're that necessary for mini ones. Just go get the regular ones and use those, save some money. Anyway, number 3, we have a yoga mat. Now, this is really only needed if you have wood or cement kind of flooring where you're working out. I have wood flooring here where I work out, so it is kind of nice when I lay on the floor to have some kind of padding. Mine's like a 1/4 inch thick though, so mine's actually still pretty thin. But I do recommend if you have wood or cement flooring that you do get a mat of some kind, just to have a little bit of cushion between you and the floor, or else it can get like my bones and stuff on my back would really start to hurt doing some exercises. So that's where I like to put it on the floor, just for some kind of padding. And it's relatively cheap. You can get yoga mats online pretty cheap. So go ahead, you get one, but you really only need it if you don't have carpeted flooring. Jumping into number 4, we have adjustable kettlebell. Now, if you have adjustable dumbbells, you really don't need an adjustable kettlebell. You can do everything with the dumbbell. You might have to hold it a little differently, but yeah, save your money. This one is only needed if you really, really want the feel of a kettlebell. But again, it just takes up unnecessary space in my opinion, and it's not a must-have. So I think the dumbbells would come before kettlebell in this case, but if you really have enough room and want to buy and spend money on something, go for a kettlebell, but I don't think you really need it. So that's jumping into the next one because I don't think you need it. That's number 4. Number 5 is a soft medicine ball. Now, I don't know why, I guess the soft medicine ball is so that if you drop it, you're not making noise. But the only thing you really need this for are things with your core and moving and rotating, in my opinion. You're not going to be, if I'm in my apartment, I'm not going to be throwing it against the walls or the floor. So maybe if I go outside and do it, but apartment living, if you're working on an apartment, or even a home, I guess, you could damage stuff if you're just hucking across your, onto the floor and stuff against walls or whatever. I'd have to go outside, or I really couldn't use it unless I'm just doing normal ab training. So you can just get a regular medicine ball and do the same thing. Sometimes I actually bounce them off the floor like a basketball, which is kind of dumb because it is still pretty loud. But at least it bounces and stuff like that, so it actually has a lot less weight, just crashing to the ground. It kind of has some give and bounces back up to me, kind of like a basketball with my regular one. So I think you go with either or, but it's not a necessary thing because I can still do all my ab training with a dumbbell. So yeah, and even with resistance bands. So it's not necessary. It can be nice to have. They're still pretty cheap. I think I got mine for like, or you can get one online for like 20 bucks. Just get the Amazon Basics one. You really don't need one more than that, and that's what I have. So check it out, see if you like it. I think this one's kind of dumb too. So weighted jump ropes. Now I do have a jump rope and it is weighted. I only ever use this though if I do my sprint training, which if you've watched my Instagram, you'll have seen videos in the past where I pick out about 100-yard distance, so football field distance, sprint across, jog back, and I do 100 jump ropes, and then I do that like 5 times. So I take like a minute rest, do it again, 100 jump ropes, whatnot, until I do 5 times total through. So it's kind of like a cardio blast morning thing I do sometimes, just kind of for fun, to stay in shape, and I really do like it, but you don't have to have a jump rope. You can just jump. It is kind of nice just to be jumping over something, I guess, but if you want to save money, you can just do the whole like shadow jump roping kind of thing where you just pretend you're jump roping and just jump in place. You can do the same exact thing. It's not 100% necessary that you have one. If you have the money, go ahead, use it, buy it, but again, it's not a must-have thing. And we're getting to the end of the list here, so let's see. So the last one is a foam roller. Now, if you're into the whole myofascial release stuff going on right now, it's really, really big, especially in gyms where they want you to do this all the time. I actually don't do this. So it is something that's really, because a lot of you know I've done the NASM and I'm certified in NASM. It's everywhere in the book. Tons of test questions come with it. I'm not going to give you like exact questions, but a lot of them cover myofascial release. And a lot of it, basically you just take a foam roller, you find the spot and you hold it there until the myofascial release happens and it relaxes your muscles if they're tight. So you can do this with like tennis balls if you want. You don't have to get one of these because these tend to be more expensive. You can use really like tennis balls. If you have some kind of rolling thing, you can do it. They have different types in here where it's like harder versions if you really need to get deep into the muscle and stuff like that. But again, I don't think this is that necessary. It is kind of nice to have. It feels good. I like doing it from time to time. But again, you really don't need like an actual piece of equipment because they're more expensive because they're labeled as the fitness product. So that's where I don't think it's 100% necessary. Now, some people get off doing this. I've been researching it. And there are a lot of studies showing that performance does increase if you do myofascial release actually prior to doing an athletic event. So people actually performed a little better just by doing it beforehand. But if you're just someone who, like the average person working out, you're not some kind of athlete, you might not even need it. Now, for me, I personally just want to get better flexibility. I don't need the whole myofascial release thing. I feel fine most of the time. The real only reason you need it is you kind of have like those really tight muscles, you need to kind of loosen them up. It does, again, help with flexibility. I might do a little more moving forward just because I want to make sure I have good mobility and everything like that. But it's not a piece of equipment that is 100% necessary in my opinion. Get your stretching and normal flexibility down, then you can like buy a piece of equipment and move to that kind of thing. But it is so big in the NSM program. It's literally like every chapter I probably read that word at least 20 times. So it is really big in NASM world. So those are the 7 pieces of equipment. I'm going to link to this article if you guys want to check it out on this video in the description, so you can read through the 7 and see what they think. They also have like ones they recommend where you can buy it. I'm guessing it's affiliate links. So if you want to go buy it from them, you can go check it out. But those are what I think, or that's what I think about the 7 that they chose for home fitness. Again, I only think you really need 3. You only need resistance bands. You only need a pull-up bar. And really, that's probably really only 2. You can probably get by with just having 2 and getting all the results you need, especially as just an average person. If you're going like heavy, and you want to be like some kind of pro lifter or something like that, you're going to need more than just those 2. But if you're just trying to be average and be average build, but have like good size and good strength and all that stuff, you really only need resistance bands and a pull-up bar, and you can get by. So that's why I wanted to go with this video with you guys, and I hope you did enjoy it. If you use different pieces of equipment at home that you couldn't get by with, please let me know in the description below so I can take a look at them, maybe add it to my pieces of equipment that I use. But I really only ever use about 2 to 3 every workout. I never really use more than that. I test other ones, but I don't really use more than that. Oh, maybe push-up bars could work well because you can do things like holds on them. I actually don't use them for push-ups. I just use them for holding my body up in the air. But anyway, that's about it. Again, please like, subscribe to the channel for more upcoming videos, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, everybody.
And this, what's he doing? Is to go even further beyond.